Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the Chels Teaches Yoga YouTube channel. My name is Chelsea, and today's class we are doing a Root Chakra Examine Your Beliefs class. So we've been talking about the Root Chakra all month on my channel and on my website, and the Root Chakra is about stability and strength, as we know, but it's also our foundation. So literally it is the foundation of the chakra system. The Root Chakra, this red swirling ball of energy, sits down here at the bottom of the pelvis, the base of the spine, the Muladhara chakra. And it is our physical foundation, but also our mental, emotional, energetic foundation. So what this means is it's often the source of our belief system. And a lot of the beliefs that we carry on with us from childhood, from people that were once authority figures of some sort. And oftentimes these belief systems are either outdated, they don't apply to us, or we might even realize they're not even true. They're just these things that we've held on to. And because we've held on to them, sometimes we act out of reaction to those beliefs, even when they might not be something we truly believe. So for example, if you grow up all your life thinking it is going to be hard to have a job that you love, you might just always exist on a day-to-day basis hating your job and not even trying to get another job because your belief is that it is hard or impossible to have a job that you enjoy. And so that's how these root beliefs work. So this class is going to give us a chance to examine our root beliefs, any sort of fears, insecurities, and doubts that we have, and do our best to connect with them and try to understand if they are still serving us or they're not. And hopefully, if you realize that they're not, you can also work on releasing them. And sometimes that takes a few more tries than just showing up to your mat one time and realizing that you have an outdated belief. Okay, so this is just a journey. Be kind and compassionate to yourself. If you notice that you have these beliefs that you're working with that perhaps are not truly yours or that perhaps are not serving you, it's okay if it takes more than one time to release it. It's okay if it takes lots of journaling, lots of practice to let go. But this class today, we're going to try and at least figure out if we have some of those root beliefs that we want to let go of, okay? Our affirmation for the class today that we want to be working with is I belong. So oftentimes we have whatever reason is put into our heads from parents, teachers, just people we see as better than us or authority figures. We might think that we don't belong in certain situations or that we don't have the capability to be a part of certain lifestyles, certain jobs, certain dreams, certain, living situations. Whatever it is, we're going to repeat the affirmation to ourselves of I belong. Wherever that is that you feel that you want to belong, you already do. So simply let that affirmation ring true for you in your spirit. All right, with that being said, no props needed today except for props that you might like to have to support your practice. And I'll see you right back here on the mat. All right, everyone, so we are going to start laying down on the mat. So all the way down to your belly. And as you come down to your belly, I want you to make a little pillow with your hands, just stacking the hands on top of one another, and lay your forehead down onto the palms. Let everything just sort of sink down into the earth. If you've been following the content this month from my channel and from my site, then you know we've been talking about the root chakra and its connection to the earth element. So use this time here to find that steady, stable, comforting, supportive connection to the earth, because examining our beliefs, examining our foundations, and possibly needing to alter them or change them or let go of something that we've been holding on to is hard work. So let's make sure we feel stable and safe first. As you breathe, feel the expansion of the belly down to the ground. Feel it draw back in with each exhale. Soften the shoulders, the face, And for this first time in the practice today, repeat either out loud or internally the affirmation, I belong. I belong. Let's stay here connecting to our foundation, to the earth for 4 more breaths. Nice job. Let's slowly begin to lift the head now. We're going to find our Sphinx pose. So start to walk your elbows back, forearms parallel, and the elbows are going to land just in front of the shoulders here. Begin to engage your legs, so squeeze your kneecaps and feel as your thighs lift up off the mat here, all right? Now use your palms to draw your heart forward and your shoulders back. Let your gaze be gently towards the tip of your nose. 4 breaths. Engage the legs, keep lifting the heart forward, grounding through the palms, stabilizing with that earth support underneath you. Last breath. Keep the activation of the legs. We're going to come up into seal pose now. So beginning to push into the palms, straighten the arms a little or possibly all the way if that feels safe in your lower back. Keep drawing your heart forward. All 10 fingertips connected to the earth. 4 breaths here. Keep lifting the kneecaps away from the floor. Steady breaths. I belong. Working to eliminate doubts, fears, insecurities that you have about yourself, about the way you do things, or about the way you'd like to do things, anything that's holding you back. Big breath in, and then slowly lower back down to Sphinx. Now we're going to come back and forth from Sphinx to Seal. Keep your core nice and active here as we find these transitions to help support your lower back. If at any point there's pinching or pain in the lower back, don't come up quite as high. It can be a small movement, okay? Big breath in for Sphinx. Lift the kneecaps, engage the legs. Exhale. Lift the chest, arms extend. Seal. Inhale, lower, hug the elbows and the triceps in. Exhale, extend. Let's take 3 more deep, strong breaths. Last one. Awesome job. Slowly lower down now. Release the knees for a second. Give your hips a little shake. We got 1 more movement here in Sphinx. We're going to take Sphinx crunches, okay? What this is going to look like, arms are in the same position. We take a big breath in, lift the kneecaps, lift the heart. On the exhale, we begin to round the spine, roll the spine back, hips will lift, thighs lift, and you'll squeeze through the core like a little crunch. Inhale, bring it back down, and exhale back up. All right, we're going to do a total of 6 here. So inhale, prepare, lift the kneecaps, draw the heart forward. Exhale, roll and crunch it up. 5 more. I'm just going to breathe with you. Steady breath. Last 2, I think. Last 1. Beautiful. Go ahead, settle all the way back down. Whew. Give the hips a little shake side to side. And then just come up, roll the neck right to left. Awesome job. All right, from here, we are making our way into forearm plank. So to come up into forearm plank, walk the elbows a little more so they're directly under the shoulders. We're going to try to keep the forearms parallel here, planting through the palms, remembering that grounding connective earth energy. Big breath in to tuck your toes, lift the knees. Exhale, squeeze the core, lift the hips. Hips in line with shoulders. Let's stay for 5 breaths. So in these moments when you have a challenging pose, examine your beliefs about these poses. Do you believe you can do it? It's more important to believe you can do it than actually being able to do it. It's okay if you need to drop a knee or drop down, but push past the limiting of belief of I can't and instead say I can. Last breath. Awesome job. All right, almost there. Inhale, press up, high plank. Whew, I need a second. All right, high plank, shoulders over wrists now. We have a plank hold, 5 breaths. Spread the fingers wide. Roll the shoulders away from the midline, 5 breaths. I belong. I can. 2 more breaths. Tailbone lengthening. And drop the knees. Woo. All right, I felt that. Let's take a tabletop for a second and we'll move through a few cat-cows. Inhale, cow pose, arch the back, lift the heart. Exhale, cat. Once more, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, just kidding, that felt really good, so let's take one more. All right, so feeling a little heat, little fire in the body. I belong, I can. In those moments, it's now, and to say that it's all about pushing past your physical limitations, that's not what we're going for here. It's true that if you're holding plank, there might be a situation where you need to drop the knees because you haven't built up the strength yet. That's okay. We're not trying to push past something like that. We're trying to push past and understand if we have a fundamental belief that you are not capable, that I am not capable of not only a physical pose, but of anything, right? So we're trying to identify those sort of limiting beliefs in ourselves that keep us from even trying a lot of the time. We're still going to fail. We're still going to come up short sometimes, right? But if we have the belief that we can, then we can go for anything. We can make it through any speed bump, any failure to try again if we let go of the belief that we can't in the first place. All right. So coming back into tabletop, let's make our way back to high plank. Okay? Step it back, draw the belly in, knit the low rib cage in, press the ground away. We have knee drives. We're going to do 10 on each side. Big breath in. Exhale, right knee, right arm. Step back, inhale. Exhale, left. All right, that's 1. Here we go. I'm going to breathe with you. Remember, if you need to take a break, come down and get right back in it. I can, I belong. Here we go. 9 more. Halfway there. Two more. Last one each side. Awesome job. Let's send it back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, release. Take a moment here. Down dog is not an easy pose, but it is a sturdy pose. So as you soften a little bit into downward facing dog and you settle the breath, come back to that foundation. The earth plane holding you up, connecting with your hands and your feet to the ground. Roll the shoulders open, relax the head. One more breath. Great job. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Walk to meet your hands, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Whew. Inhale, we rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Anjali Mudra Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, we're moving into 5 rounds of sun salutations minus the chaturanga. All right, and I'll guide you through the first one nice and slow. So here we go. Inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands draw down through heart center, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. All right, plant the palms, step back, high plank. And as you exhale, knees drop down to the mat, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Lift the heart, find that arch in the back, little back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. I love this variation because you still get the movement of chaturanga, just a little bit gentler, a little bit more sustainable on the body. Now, if you're like, oh my God, I need those chaturangas, fine, go for it. But know that, is that coming from a place of a foundational belief that you are not doing enough if you're not doing chaturanga? All right, so just consider that. One more breath here. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, walk, step or hop to meet your hands. Flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Urdhva Hastasana, exhale, hands through heart. We have 4 more rounds. I'll still continue to cue and breathe, but we got 4 more. Here we go. Sweep the arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale, down through center, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step back, high plank, inhale. Exhale, tabletop, knees down. Inhale, cow pose, arch the back, lift the heart. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, 2 breaths. Pause in stillness to reconnect. Do you have any limiting beliefs coming up for you yet? Inhale, look forward, walk, step or hop to meet your hands, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana, Samastitihi. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, dive through center, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step back, inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, Adho Mukha. 2 breaths. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Make your way into a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more rounds. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive through center, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step back, inhale, plank. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, 2 breaths. Roll shoulders open, relax the head. Inhale, look forward, make your way to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, extend. Exhale, hands to heart, last round. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, dive through center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, step back, inhale, plank. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, 2 breaths. Gaze between the legs, draw the belly in. Lengthen the tailbone. Melt the heels as close as you can to the floor. Inhale, look forward, make your way, halfway lift to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Here we go. Last time to inhale, rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart, Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment here, hands at heart, soften the gaze or close the eyes. Feel that little burst of energy, that heat. Feel the grounding sensation of the feet, the strength of the legs. Repeating the affirmation to yourself, I belong. I belong. All right, flutter the eyes open, roll the shoulders back, big breath in. Start to lift your left knee up in line with your hip, flexing the foot. One-legged mountain pose, big inhale. Exhale, send the left toes to the back of the mat as you extend the arms up overhead. High crescent lunge, Alanasana. Draw your right thigh bone back. Send your weight forward, pressing into the mound of your right big toe, 5 breaths. Ground through the sensation of the right foot. Lift tall through the spine. Sometimes holding poses is much harder than flowing poses. So examine any limiting beliefs you have. Let go of those judgmental thoughts. One more breath. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. Virabhadrasana 3, begin to shift the weight forward, lean forward, hug the belly in as you launch into the right leg and lift the left leg up, becoming parallel to the mat here. All right, micro bend the right knee and flex the left toes towards the earth. Always an option to bring hands to block or even hands to the front of your thigh. We have 5 breaths here. Support yourself any way you need it. Squeeze the core. Last inhale. As you exhale, we're going to take the left foot all the way back for Virabhadrasana 2. So back edge of your back foot lands parallel to the back of the mat. Cartwheel the arms open. Right leg is probably rocking a little bit. In fact, I'm going to give it a little shake. Whew. Maybe you do too. Here we go. Sink it down. Right knee tracking straight over the second toe, 5 breaths. Breathe into your strong foundation. I can, I believe, I belong. Even if you need to take a break. Taking a step back is not a failure. Taking a break is not a failure. Last inhale. All right, exhale. We're going to cartwheel hands down around that right foot and then heel toe your right foot one step wider, bringing the right hand inside the right foot now for lizard. Take a nice big breath in. We'll exhale. Left knee to the mat. Find a little release. Maybe it feels good to shift through the hips a bit. Maybe it feels nice to roll to the pinky edge of your right foot and let your knee fall out wide. Take what serves you here in this moment. If you're starting to notice some limiting beliefs, they might not even be about your yoga practice. Sometimes when you're just, for no reason whatsoever, the yoga practice brings up things for you that you might not have realized before. So if there's any limiting beliefs you're noticing having to do with your practice or otherwise, maybe consider, where did they come from? Do they still align with you? Do you find them to be true? All right, let's take one more breath here. Planting back through the right foot. If you opened the knee at all, we're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, and step forward, yogi squat. Left foot outside of left hand. Send the tailbone down towards the earth. All right, option, of course, you could always sit on a block here. That actually sounds really grounding for me right now. So if you have a block, feel free to find that variation. Certainly not necessary. Weight is back into your heels. Hands are coming together in Anjali Mudra as you press elbows to the inner thighs, the inner knees. Let your tailbone reach down towards the earth as the crown lifts high. We have 5 breaths here. Maybe push a little extra into your feet to find just a little extra activation in the legs, a little extra strength and stability. 2 more breaths. Awesome job. Big breath in. We'll release hands back to the mat. Go ahead, straighten the legs. If you did use a block, move it out of the way. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Big releasing breath. Inhale, let's start to rise up, Urdhva Hastasana, arms to the sky. Exhale, Tadasana Samastitihi, hands to center. All right, we come into one-legged Tadasana on the opposite side. Shift to the left leg, lift the right knee up in line with your hip, flexing the toes. Palms come together. Ground through the left foot. Find that earth connection as you inhale. Exhale, send the right toes back, high on the back heel. Extend the arms, Alanasana, high crescent lunge. 5 breaths. Draw the left hip back. Extend through your back leg, so squeeze the quadricep and lift up out of the hips. Strong, steady breaths. Even if there's shaking or trembling happening, know that your legs are strong. They've got you. 2 more breaths. Last one. All right, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Hands come to heart to begin. Shift weight into that left leg, micro bend in the left knee. Lift the right leg up, flexing the toes towards the ground. Try and drop your right hip towards the earth. Remember, blocks are great for extra support, or even hands to the top of the thigh. But lengthen from crown to heel. 5 breaths. I'm actually going to use a little support on this side because my low back on this side. Axe up a bit. No harm in that. If you fall, you try again. 3 more breaths. Last breath. Exhale, begin to step that right leg back into Virabhadrasana 2. Back edge of your back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Extend arms like a T. Big, strong warrior stance. Lift up through your pelvic floor by squeezing your inner thighs. 5 big, powerful breaths. Engage the quad, lift the kneecap on the back leg. Gaze gently over your left middle finger. I belong. Take it a step further. I believe I belong. Great job. Last breath. And exhale, cartwheel, hands down around that left foot. Lift the back heel, runner's lunge. Take that left foot heel, toe it wide, and bring the left hand inside of the left foot. Lizard, drop the right knee. Untuck the right toes. Oh, that's so relieving after all that work in the left leg. Big breath in. Exhale to settle into your pose, perhaps coming to forearms, to blocks, maybe rolling the pinky edge of the leg out. Taking this moment to pause, to slow the breath. Two more breaths. Awareness at the root chakra, Muladhara, the base of the spine. Grounding energy, earth-centered energy, drawing up through the palms. Start to bring that foot back down if you opened it at all. Coming back into yogi squat for our last time. Back toes tuck, back knee lifts. Pop it forward, yogi squat. Now, if you're loving yogi squat, you're going to stay. Otherwise, if you'd like to try, which I'm going to encourage you to at least try, we're going for crow pose or bakasana. All right, so this is an arm balance, tends to be the first one that most of us teach or learn in yoga class. It is hard, all right? But I want you to take any limiting beliefs that you have telling you that you can't, so you shouldn't even try. Throw them out the window and instead shift your mindset to I can, I belong. I am here for it, right? Doesn't mean you have to do it, doesn't mean you have to find success, but I would encourage you to at least try, all right? So if you already know Bakasana, go for it. If it's your first time, palms are gonna plant about hips distance in front of you, and be sure to spread your fingers wide. Inhale, begin to lift your hips so that you feel your weight shift into your palms. Lift your heels. All right, so that's even more going to make you feel like you're shifting into your palms. So your arms are taking a lot of weight here. Bend your elbows back as if you're taking a chaturanga and shift forward until your knees can rest on the backs of the triceps. Squeeze the belly tight. Remember all that core work we did. This might be where you stay. Gaze gently forward. Perhaps one foot lifts off the mat. You can switch feet. Or maybe, if you're feeling bold, give it a shot. Both toes up. All right. We'll take a few more breaths to give that a shot. If you fall, try again a couple more times. I belong. I can. At least try. All right, maybe one more breath, making your way back to Malasana. Once you get to Malasana again, let's take a few neck rolls side to side. Release. All right, we're slowly going to make our way into a tabletop again and into a child's pose. So knees wide on the mat, big toes together. Walk the hands out in front of you, forehead down. Take rest for a moment. Let's stay in child's pose for 5 breaths. Awesome job. Next time you inhale, slowly make your way to a tabletop and then all the way to your seat. Find a nice easy seat here. Perhaps prop your booty up onto a cushion, a blanket, even a block, bolster. Sit up tall. Close the eyes. Bring one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. Breathe softly here for a moment, observing the rise and fall of the hands. And as you inhale, repeat to yourself, I belong. As you exhale, I release doubt, fear, insecurity. Inhale, I belong. Exhale, doubt, fear, insecurity. We'll breathe like this for a few more moments. Two more breaths. Gently join hands together in front of the heart space, Anjali Mudra. Let's take a nice big cleansing breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, release. We'll seal this practice with an Om. Inhale to prepare. Gently flutter the eyes open, release the hands. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you feel powerful and I hope you feel capable. I would encourage you after this practice to take a moment to journal on anything that came up for you, any thoughts, any considerations of those limiting beliefs, and work towards letting go of those every time you step on the mat. Thank you again so much for joining me. As of today, you can officially join my Patreon page. This is the Yoga Magic Studio on Patreon, associated with my YouTube channel, Chels Teaches Yoga. So you can find the link in the description below. There are 5 tiers for you to choose from, and all of them are cheaper than a price of a drop-in of a typical yoga class at your local studio or gym. So take a look at those tiers. You'll get tons of exclusive content from me, as well as live workshops, discounts to my retreat, retreats, and a community Discord server where we can all connect and talk about what we're working on, talk about our practice, ask questions, so on and so forth. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time on the mat. Namaste.